Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bettermode Easy Events Launch Party. I'm Ami, partner and CPO here at Bettermode, and I'm joined by Jacob, our customer experience director. We are so excited to share what we've been working on. This is the first of many big releases in 2026, and is one we know you've been asking for. Today, you'll see why we built this, what makes it special, and how to use it in your communities starting today. We'll keep this interactive. Save your questions for the Q&A at the end, but feel free to drop reactions and comments in the chat as we go. So let's dive in. Let me start with a simple truth. Communities are about bringing people together, right? And nothing does that better than events, whether it's a workshop, AMA, webinar, or meetup. But here's what we heard from many of you. You were juggling multiple tools, Bettermode for your community, Luma, Eventbrite, Zoom, this and that. This meant double work maintaining event listing in two places, keeping them in sync. Of course, you had no visibility into who RSVP'd, who attended, or who to follow up. Members were being pushed outside your community to register, breaking the experience. And after the event, no way to continue the conversation or share content in context. When events live outside your community platform, they're disconnected. You lose engagement data, you lose the conversation, and you lose momentum. Easy events change this. Everything happens in one place: creation, discovery, RSVP, and follow-up. Your members stay inside your community experience. You get full visibility into engagement and attendance. You can embed events directly into posts and announcements. Post-event discussions, content, and follow-ups happen naturally in your community. Our goal in Bettermode is very simple. Make Bettermode the central hub for community engagement. Events are just the beginning. This release sets the foundation for recurring engagement patterns, richer analytics, and smarter community orchestration. All right, enough for me. Let's see this in action. Jacob, please take it away.
Okay, so to activate easy events in your community today, we need to go to Administration, Design Studio, Collections and Spaces. We need to add a new space, and you'll see at the bottom of our template list, Easy Events. So when we use this template, let's give this a name of Easy Events. You will now have Easy Events activated in your community. You'll get a template that just looks just like this. We've added all of the different views, which we'll go through in just a little while. Let's talk about how we create a post now. Just like you're used to with CMS and how it's working with spaces, if I go to our new event space and I add an event, I can add a title and a description, as I've done before. I'm just going to copy and paste some information over to speed this up. You kind of want to make this feel like a real event. You'll be able to add who organized the event. So you'll see that because I created the post, I'm automatically added as an organizer. I'm also going to add Amy to this one too. And we've also restructured how start and end dates work in Bettermode. One of the biggest feedbacks that we received was that with events, you wanted to find start date and an end date. So now we have a start date. I'm going to set this for tomorrow. We're going to set this for 2 o'clock. And we'll also put this to end tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And in terms of our time zone, I'm going to set this to Toronto since that's where Amy is based. We've also added repeating events. So you'll be able to repeat events either daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. I'm just going to show you weekly as one of the examples. You'll see that we can choose what days of the week for these to repeat on. So I'm going to choose Tuesday and Thursday for this. And I want this event to repeat until the end of March. If you have a physical event location, you can also type in an address and we're going to populate a map for you. So I am going to type in our office address in Toronto. Or actually, it's come up with one in the USA, but that will do. And you can see now we've got a pinpointed location on a map. And if there are any additional details that your attendees need to know when they're going to a physical location, you can just write them in here. So we can say, report to France office. If you're doing a virtual event, we can also add a link to that too. I have an example here just from Google Meet. And if I just paste that link here, you'll also see that the icon updates automatically. And this will happen if you're using Zoom, Meet, YouTube, or Teams. Anything outside of those 4 options, you're going to get this custom iconography. You can also add your own cover image. I'm just going to use Unsplash for this example. Let's just go for this one. And since now that we have an RSVP functionality inside of Easy Events, we can also set a capacity limit. So we're going to set the capacity to 100. I'm going to come back to that point later. What's also important is that you have notification settings when you're creating a post. So there are 4 types of notifications that we'll be sending out for each of your events. That's when a user registers for the event, when the event is updated, when the event is deleted, and we'll also send a reminder just before the event. Now the event is created, you'll notice that it's automatically brought up in this new mobile experience, which we believe is a much nicer experience for your users and really separates events from the content pieces that we look into. So I'm going to take a switch now and think about this more from the user side. So imagine now that I'm a user and I see this event and I want to attend it. I can just click on the RSVP now button. Since this is a repeating event, I can decide if I just want to RSVP for this event specifically on the 15th of January, or this and all of the events that are following it. So I'm going to do this for just this one event. And you can see that my registration has been confirmed. I'll also receive an email at the same time. I've just realized though that I'm really, really busy tomorrow. So I want to change the date and I want to try and attend the same date next week. So if I click on the switch dates button here, I want to go for Thursday, January the 22nd. And I also want to RSVP for this event instead. You can cancel your registrations at any time just by clicking this button here. And I can cancel this event or all and following events. We'll also notice now that we have a new button. Since I've RSVP'd, the next logical step is for your user to add us to their calendar. So if I click on Add to Calendar, naturally we can create a calendar link with Google and Outlook. But if you're using another calendar service, you can also just download the ICS file and they'll be able to add that to any calendar they're using. And you'll see when I create this calendar, it's automatically creating the whole event for me on my calendar, including the location, the name of the event, all of the details and the timings. Okay. Now let's take a step back now and think about how we can also use this content, because this is the RSVP functionality. This is where users are going to agree that they're coming to this event and give you that rich data. But how do I use this in other kinds of content? So let's imagine this situation. You know you've got this event coming up and you want to drum up some interest. So I'm going to create a post about it. What topics do you want to speak about at our next event? Please add your topics below. I can then use a slash command and do slash event. I can find the events that I want to do. So let's do community management workshop and I can embed it. And now inside my content, users can automatically find what event I'm referring to and then go there to RSVP and join that event. So this has become a very, very powerful tool now because we can reutilize these events in other forms of content, whether that's PGC or UGC, depending on what your needs are for your community. Let's go back to the admin side again now. So I'm going to go back to the design studio and I want to show you through our new events block. So done on the days of complicated post blocks to set up how your posts are going to look. We've now got a much simpler modern interface for how all of your posts are going to look. So you'll be able to add your title and description as you were before, but now we have the options for the tab views. Do you not want to show the past events? Just turn it off. We have different layout functionalities as well. I'm actually going to show you an example. This would be better to do. You've also got 3 different layouts. We've got the card view, which is what you're seeing right now. We have the list view, and we also have the feed view. So we've made it super easy to switch between these 3 different views. As before, you can also change the card size. And we have a new style, which we're calling modern, which is what all the data is kind of overlaid over the image. But if you prefer the classic look, we also have simple. So you can go back to how your events are currently looking right now with CMS. Looking more at the back end, you'll now notice under the content section, you have an event section. And inside events, this is where you'll be able to see your RSVP list. So if you click on the event on the 3 dots and you click on view RSVPs, you'll be able to see how many people have confirmed an RSVP for your event, and you'll be able to export a full list of those members. And when you click export all, I'm not sure if you can see this on my screen right now, but I just downloaded a CSV file of all the registrants of this event. And lastly, we've got to talk about analytics. So now we've added an event section into our analytics. And if you go here, you'll be able to see your top events by unique visitors, by total registrants, and the conversion rate. And if you click on these, you'll see a modal, and it will tell you how many unique visitors you had, how many total registrants, and give you the actual conversion rate. So this is going to really help you with how successful your events are. And you can manage that over time. And one final note, which is particularly important in how users find your events. You can see down here, we've got this event section. And directly from here, if you click on your posts, it's going to take you right to that modal for your users to interact with. So as you can see, we've got a lot of features that we've baked into Easy Events, and we're really hoping that this helps you manage your events more efficiently while keeping it inside Bettermode, and also be able to reuse this content in various different forms while extracting all the data you need to make the right decisions.